do the wrong things and expect to get good results. One of the things, I'll give you an example on state institutions. If you take your minds back, we had a heated debate on the midterm census. And the institution I represent in a coalition, the National Elections Watch, we stood our ground. Not that a midterm census was not useful, not that it was not useful for development purposes, but elections and governance has a calendar. Anything falling short of that calendar would interfere with the space, and it would be a cutback on what we should have mobilized as progress. So what happened was that the civil registration was supposed to take course. And we saw a number of problems ahead because these were issues we have highlighted in the 2018 elections reports. We saw how, for example, getting credible data and accounting for the identity of every eligible citizen was a challenge. And so we said, can the government and people of Sierra Leone invest into a civil registration process where we can get all eligible Sierra Leoneans 18 and above to be accounted for with their names, full details, and biometric features? That process was not something we could hold as credible. A number of people were left out, the process was slow, a number of things went wrong with the confirmation of the civil registration process. Fast forward, a year down the line, everybody is shouting, head of National Elections Watch, where are you? Problems are going on with the registration. No, but it went wrong long time ago in the past. We tried as best as possible. We intervened. We said, forget about midterm census. Concentrate on the civil data. Make sure we get it right. This is only when no eligible Sierra Leonean will be left behind. We are battered. Everything. Just think of what happened to us during that period, but we stood our ground. Today we are facing the consequence, and that is the consequences of bad governance. I've just given that one example for us to show a situation where what we should do now, we fail to do it, and then in the next couple of months we want things to be right. It cannot be right. The mistake has been done. So it's the same thing with our state institutions. I have said a couple of times through our advocacy platforms, let us holistically review the 1991 Constitution. That Constitution does not support a democratic state. What would happen 2016, 2015, 2014, I am going backwards. It was the SLP people who were crying. They were my best friends. I am friends with the opposition because I'm friends with democracy. In a democracy, you must like opposition because it's about opposing you. If you push opposition, there is no democracy. They were all over the place. The letters on my office table are like this in 2016, 2015, complaining. And it is the same issue today that APC are sending the same letters complaining. How do we want to continue into a political jigsaw? Why can't we fix the problem? Making sure that supreme executive authority, those issues that are cut back to the state and democracy, we address them. Appointment is a critical issue. So what we are having, for example, is what we call a regime-serving police. They will do anything, right? Today, I feel sorry. I feel sorry for those who are benefiting. One thing I like about the police, like quote-unquote, they do not change. They will go to lengths to misuse and abuse power. And when the other party comes to power, they do the same thing to them. They have never changed their stance. What you want us to do, we will do it. It should not be. We are nurturing a society, a violent society. It should not be the case. Let us try as best as possible to promote professional policing, a police that is accountable and subjected to civil oversight. That's why some of us believe that the police should be put forward to scrutiny, and those things that they have done wrong, they should account for police brutality, notwithstanding the rights of police officers also, because they are performing a sacred duty to the state. They also have lives that also should be respected and protected. For me, those parameters, I believe in the principles of democracy. We should all disagree because we are not thinking the same. We are not the same, but those fundamental principles, whether you are Minister Soare, whether you are head of IGL and Rula Valley, whether you are head of campaign for good governance, Marcela Samba, or whether you are Mr. Berete, formerly spokesperson in the former government, we should not go below those fundamental principles. Respect for the rights and views of individual, freedom of association, the right to protest. Some of the things we do, we don't jump in the streets. My organization do not believe in protest. We do not do protest. We do voice. We believe in talking. That's why when we see the space for speaking out is shrinking, we feel very, very much aggrieved. We believe in letting citizens have a voice to dialogue with their leaders. We believe to create a space like this when we can speak the truth. That is another point. We need to institute patterns of honesty in the country. Insincerity is the bedrock of our politics. People are looking at you. They see this as black and they will tell you it is white right in your face. And they want to force you to believe it is white. It is wrong.
All right.
We are living in a society that is predominantly going to be violent. And when you suppress people, you suppress their views, they are going to find outlets to bring their views to the fore. I want to encourage us all. It sounds as if I'm preaching tonight. I want to encourage us all. Our society is our future. We cannot allow our society to be going down and we keep quiet. We think that it is right. It is not right. We will all be held accountable. Posterity will judge us one day.
Okay.
You see, we cannot continue to do the wrong things and expect to get good results. One of the things, I'll give you an example on state institutions. If you take your minds back, we had a heated debate on the midterm census. And the institution I represent in a coalition, the National Elections Watch, we stood our ground. Not that a midterm census was not useful, not that it was not useful for development purposes, but elections and governance has a calendar. Anything falling short of that calendar would interfere with the space, and it would be a cutback on what we should have mobilized as progress. So what happened was that the civil registration was supposed to take course. And we saw a number of problems ahead because these were issues we have highlighted in the 2018 elections reports. We saw how, for example, getting credible data and accounting for the identity of every eligible citizen was a challenge. And so we said, can the government and people of Sierra Leone invest into a civil registration process where we can get all eligible Sierra Leoneans 18 and above to be accounted for with their names, full details, and biometric features? That process was not something we could hold as credible. A number of people were left out. The process was slow. A number of things went wrong with the confirmation of the civil registration process. Fast forward, a year down the line, everybody is shouting, head of National Elections Watch, where are you? Problems are going on with the registration. No, but it went wrong long time ago in the past. We tried as best as possible. We intervened. We said, forget about midterm census. Concentrate on the civil data. Make sure we get it right. This is only when no eligible Sierra Leonean will be left behind. We are battered. Everything. Just think of what happened to us during that period, but we stood our ground. Today we are facing the consequence, and that is the consequences of bad governance. I've just given that one example for us to show a situation where what we should do now, we fail to do it. And then in the next couple of months, we want things to be.
Today, Tuesday, the 7th of February 2023. When I welcome again as we tell now, this particular program was suspended, but we pray and come back to now. 2023 general election, Sierra Leone decide. Now the program they come back to now gets again at the platform today. we get from the strategic communication of Ministry of Information and Communication, Mr. Imran Sila, representing the SLPP party. We also get from the NGC, Mr. Wilfred Almami Wise. And very soon we hope say Mr. Minkailu Koroma from the main opposition APC party will join me very, very soon. So again, welcome to this exclusive collaboration between Salon TV Live 1 and We Are TV, where they count this particular program, Sierra Leone Decides 2023. So as soon as the January, we will now begin share the program far and wide. Then the conversation begins. So when the January, we share the program, and inside the program, we get Mr. Imran Sila, where they represent the SLPP party, where they come on the strategic communication for the Ministry of Information and Communication. We get Mr. Wilfred Almami Wise, when the public relation officer for the National Grand Coalition Party. Then we forget Mr. Minkailu Koroma from the communication team, now the main opposition party APC. Over to you, Mr. Slpp. Maybe you want to tell a to family.
Fambole mona kusha henu na adu. We are don't come back today for come talk about things where they happen. Now we on sweet yard salon. Now we yo. Whoa. We left for do them bad things then. We de feel a more salon. Now we yo. Whoa. We had. Fambul. Kusha. How you they do? Of course, 2023. It don't take. We plenty people they wait for this particular year. Well, now the year don't come. Now then they wait for the month. And not they fight again, no. And at that month they can say Salon go decide whether they want the Sierra Leone People's Party, where now the ruling party for their na power as they did right now, or they want another party for take over. Well, Salon will decide. Yes, of course, Salon will decide. So it's very important for you to open your mind and open your ears, open your eye, listen to anything where somebody will tell you. Now that make we bring to you different people then, from different political party them, for you hear waiting them party get now the basket for you. As the 2023 election, well, this time, now the PR system. Some of you now, maybe don't ever get this system before. Now the first time this, okay, let's say some of we. Because we self not been begin voting 10 in the way PR system in the where they be use them the last time. So now big opportunity for we. So if I make you listen, so you will able for decide who side you for put your vote. Remember? Now only one time inside 5 years you dey take decision of who that for rule the country. As we can say, who that for take care of the country. We can say the caretaker of the country. So listen to them people here. Imran Sila, the strategic communication unit, and they talk different things them where the government don't do and where the government plan for do. Well, Minkailu, get for join we, and to yourself no say them self one for jump inside the poda and see how best they can drive her. You get for listen to them back home, and wise as well, where instead they at the NGC, then self say they're not the left behind. Then self one jump inside the poda. But interestingly, now one grain sits no more, good day for one grain driver. Who that will be that driver day 2023? Now you no more will get for decide on that. So if that be the case, today we are they collaborate with Salon TV Live 1 for bringing to you this program. So do ya? They say sit down suffer, so you listen, waiting and get for say. As that will influence your vote 2023. One more time, welcome. As you join we, not forget for like, share the program. So plenty people will join we for let them know waiting they happen. Okay, as we just come so. We don't get 180, the number just they transform, they go up na YouTube. And you Facebook self don't they go up the way how it's supposed to go up. But we not broadcast na Facebook today. Salon TV Live 1. Go over na them page and make sure say you support them for let themselves grow. Over to you again, Superman.
Yes, thank you very much, brother Slpp. And family on the journey na YouTube and Facebook. One welcome on a one time on plenty. Thank you. We'll get some background noise, hopefully. We'll get rid of them very soon. And soon as you say the technical challenges with internet connection not can be easy. So again, we appreciate you, great team. We continue for follow and share so that plenty people get the opportunity for watch this program live. When they can't begin the program now, but before we do, we want many guests to whether the platform which we many say adieu to Fambulen. As you know, so that the ceremony looking begin with. We begin from the man where come on at the strategic communication team like the Ministry of Information and Communication. Mr. Imran Sila, who represent the main ruling SLPP party. Mr. Imran Sila, for say adieu to Fambulen, please.
No, glad for you. Now, this tell you that if Minkailu go, Minkailu for now.
I don't know if you get a device there with the echo.
Yeah, no, but no device.
Imran, I think the first question today I will get for ask you get for different because I remember the last time we begin discuss something. But let we go to Wise, quick one. Wise from the NGC, Wilfred Alimami Wise. Please tell Adu to Fambulen.
Hello, brother Wise, are you in?
Yeah, I don't know. Amina Wilfred Wise, the publicity secretary for the National Grand Coalition. Fambule on a couche.
Okay, thank you very much, family. On a patience with the line gets a little bit of challenge, but I believe as we go along, it will get better. So anybody get the
yes, anybody will know the talk, it will go for mute a mic. So
mute the mic so that something will be better. That way then. So
sometime in the near future, maybe you guys.
But don't lost Wise force. So
Imran, you want to say something? Imran, you get to it?
No, the only thing I say, I say, I don't know how to say join me. Saying first right now na FC. Na position. So every time, every moment, every minute we score count for her. We get for delegate. So they survive. So you know.
Okay. So Imran, you get me clear?
Brazil only. Get you clear.
Okay, so if you get it clear, I want to start the program with this question. The last time, whose country we been there?
I've been there.
Gabon. And the internet na Gabon been just start like this one. You don't come inside salon? Alright, the last time we get difficulty with Imran inside because he say he been there na Gabon. But today he inside salon, but the internet na just the same like Gabon internet. So I don't know. We waiting. I go really like for can tell you about this internet. Now they are one start the same in conversation today.
Absolutely.
Because it's like say Gabon internet and salon internet are the same. So because I will actually look forward for see a better internet connection this particular day. But I'll wait for see as there are two. Interestingly, why is again be the fight with the internet? You know that day. Why is Imran be the Gabon instead of the fight with the internet? But now they are two inside salon, then the fight with the same internet. So
it is indeed very, very interesting because this behind them, where all man they complain said that they pay plenty money for this internet business. And now the internet, the services don't get worse. So I don't know how the internet company, maybe one of these days, we need for Brinker, one of them, they're managing director at the internet company.
It's good nice, but I'll tell you something. You see, Imran, now the strategic, when they say strategic, it means say nothing other than the country, but when they not sabi. Any in and out and sabi, and then forget answer. So me, anybody with that strategic communication, not they tell me say no, I'm not able to get this answer to this. No. Then forget all things because at then they defend the country in terms of any information, and at then they for share the information. So it's good that we start with this conversation with Imran on this internet because unfortunately, the experience now that make they ask and the experience we get at Gabon where we did in and the experience we get now on a salon. So I don't know if now the same gateway we use Gabon and salon.
Exactly. So unfortunately, look like say again Gabon may look better if small because today we're not really able to start it.
Yeah.
And again, this one, ladies and gentlemen, the owner they watch me, it's very, very serious now. Something where really they rather frustrating. It's just people don't understand why when the cost of the internet don't go up, then the services, what the internet company they provide, it gets worse. So the correlation there, it doesn't match.
Okay, welcome back, Imran. You get me now?
Yeah, I always get to know.
Okay, so what happen? You didn't get to it clear, but now your own side will not get to it clear. The line actually the blunder. So if you get to it clear, the question we have be the ask. Yes, I get you. They get me? Okay, so the question why they asked the last time you been there Gabon and the internet's been the problem. Now you the inside salon are the same. Like the internet na Gabon and the internet right now side the inside salon are the same. Waiting to go on with the internet. Let's begin talk with this. Let's begin discuss on this.
A few things I don't commit me so. In life, I wouldn't on this way, life's journey. Where it will go all gracefully and not much for you. I said, you did 9, you did 10, 5, we are 98. When we are now, not alive now, I work for technology, because that technician question I have to give I don't think about technology. I know that technology in them site. Whoever finds that they are born like in at least once for one teacher and talk on the WhatsApp.
So sorry about that, Imran. If you get to it, sorry about that. I think the line really was from your side. It really was. But today anyway we for do this program and we defend way for improvise for let this program go on. Because we for do them because people really want for hear from you particularly from the government, because anything we get for do the affairs of the state right now the ruling party and the government, so they really want for hear from you, but the line unfortunately the line now they give you chance for make your points out of the what's them all you want say we're not able for hear one. And then the way they listen to person, then the area it make person the vex. So we actually want to forget something. No, we'll get one more try. After that, we need forget we say for switch up again to another system. You get it clear again?
Yeah.
Alright, so let we get to you for making statement again. Let we know if you don't clear. Why is hold on why is you get to it?
Well, yeah, so yeah.
Why is you get to it?
Yeah, they get you. They crack, but at least they get you inside.
Okay,
little by little, you come inside, going on.
You come clean.
I get you, but not all that clear. But I go able to, you go able to communicate with me.
Imran, they get to it. Okay, Imran, I go on for.
I don't know what to make the line down bad. So yeah, me I dey get you.
Yes,
it is scramble no at some point, but I dey get you.
Line no look okay yet. Imran they get we, but we not dey get
Maybe
I dey get you.
Let's start with wise and see. So tell me why they don't talk down.
Why save the goal? So Imran, I don't know what we can do, but this need for go on by any way possible.
Maybe let's try audio.
Yeah,
You get me?
Yes, you get me. Yeah,
Okay,
you get me clearly, but you line the can book. Maybe yes. Superman, see if we can try that way for him. If not, pass we get for use the other means again. See if you can make logo audio with Imran. See. Please, Famboluna, patient with we. The line not really okay. You know, as you can see, Imran actually they get me clear, but in your line not clear. And as waiting from what you see now, like way the internet really can say the tonfufu. The internet is ton. Yeah, they try for reconnect again, but it's very challenging. Now we stand a lot of time for see what we can put in place in the meantime. We'll come back, Jason.
You see, we cannot continue to do the wrong things and expect to get good results. One of the things, I'll give you an example on state institutions. If you take your minds back, we had a heated debate on the midterm census. And the institution are representing a coalition, the national elections, what we stood our ground. Not that a midterm census was not useful, not that it was not useful for development purposes, but elections and governance has a calendar. Anything falling short of that calendar would interfere with the space, and it would be a cutback on what we should have mobilized as progress. So what happened was that the civil registration was supposed to take course. And we saw a number of problems ahead because these were issues we have highlighted in the 2018 elections reports. We saw how, for example, getting credible data and accounting for the identity of every eligible citizen was a challenge. And so we said, can the government and people of Sierra Leone invest into a civil registration process where we can get all eligible Sierra Leoneans 18 and above to be accounted for with their names, full details, and biometric features? That process was not something we could hold as credible. A number of people were left out, the process was slow, a number of things went wrong with the confirmation of the civil registration process. Fast forward, a year down the line, everybody is shouting, head of National Elections Watch, where are you? Problems are going on with the registration. No, but it went wrong long time ago in the past. We tried as best as possible.
That's right. Bididum pum 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 pum. Bididum pum 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 pum. This is the things I do. Yes, I. For me country, green, white and blue. I know say the bell of them over yonder no go party. Go don't bother that. We own the come together as one. For we country flag, I go die for me country flag. Oh nana. If they say what they eat, then go weapon for we, you go one of them. If they say what we score, then go disallow the goal, you go one of them. Now who da them, now the bell of them. Who are they? The bell of them, you go one of them. Hey lad, if they say what they can, then go disturb with peace, you go one of them. If they say what they can, then go lock them.
Well, no.
You pick your
Why is a quick one I want to ask. What's the current state of NGC, the NGC party? Are you guys in an alliance with the SLPP or what's the happy? What's the latest update?
Later updates of waiting.
Of the NGC party, the status, are they in an alliance with the SLPP party or waiting? We see members then on a party.
In our convention, we do agree on an alliance, but because of we get people and we get a own way inside politics, then they say we go for allied or merge with SLPP. First of all, I can tell you and I can confirm that in the capacity as the public relation officer that yes, SLPP have approached NGC. You understand what I mean? Yes, because of we do agree on that. Secondly, we not to say we don't ultimately agree or don't agree, say, NGC don't form an alliance yet with SLPP, no. And then they say, or some people and they say, Dr. Yumkela don't go back na home. Dr. Yumkela na the head of the parliamentary member na parliament when for the NGC. It remains an NGC member, is an NGC. What I can confirm to you, those people, yes, they do resign. That's nobody can sweep that under the carpet. We are having a committee that have set up when the reconciliation committee, where they work around the clock for bring them people in there, fully knowing that they have job that is unfinished, or they fed for them and can finish the job of being a patriot in this country. They have worked tirelessly in our country. They are, everybody knows, Dr. Bright, Atopias,
why they resign?
Alan Luke, and other of them. So,
okay, Imran, did you get me now? Okay, so we been still go to the first question where we will ask you on the internet issue.
No, I mean,
on the internet issue. So let's say about technology. You ask me about technology. No, so I don't we the expert is not go explanation. Which are no supermed you don't right? With previous services that would do online same way. That's how they do about there for manager and go through. So you have not added a co-partner in CBP. So then again you can so the problem with technology. Now problem with him. So for you to make the London, go for terminal in the technology.
All right, we still get issue. Still, and I know the pain one at the field. Very sorry about that day. Very much irritating that the internet they play with this kind of way. We're very sorry about that day. Please, wanna be patient. Please. Wanna really be patient with me. Wanna be patient, please.
That's right. Bididum pum 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 pum. Bididum pum 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 pum. This is the things I do. Yes, I. For me country, green, white and blue. I know say the bella them over yonder no go party. Go don't bother that. You know we come together as one. For we country flag. I go die for me country flag. Oh nana. If they say what I eat and go up on Paris, you go one of them. If they say what we score, then go disallow the goal, you go one of them. Now who da them? Now the bella them. Who are they? The bella them, you go one of them. Hey lad. If they say what they can, then go disturb with priest, you go one of them. If they say what they can, then go lock them Paris, you go one of them. Now who da them? Now the bella them. The bella them, you go one of them. Mama the system the moon, lo lo lo. Oh lo 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 lo. Papa the system the moon, oh lo lo. Oh lo 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 lo. Mama the system the moon, oh lo lo. Oh lo 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 lo. Papa the system the moon, oh lo lo. Yeah, oh lo 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 lo. Oh lo lo lo. Capital A, capital B, capital C. They want turn and to D. Within a them plan, they want go sabi. Within a them plan, they want.
Okay, so we can go back. Fambul, we don't try for put Imran the WhatsApp line. For we go able forget within it say. Imran, you know, you be the get we clear, but we not be the get you clear. So it been really challenging, and at some point people they know they feel happy at all, especially when you are listening to something very important, and then they get this kind of glitch. So tell me about, if you talk about the internet, what's have been the issue with the internet? You know, because the internet na Gabon and the internet na the country and all look be different at all.
No, so I remember say the discussion we had, what I respond to. Now Wilfred been talk say we go for try improve the internet.
Yeah, on the ask question, on the regular call them Boku.
So down this specifically Wilfred talk, Biles will be the round up and agree on this date today. Now I say no. I say Wilfred, not give Salo internet bad name, connectivity bad name. I say because I'm in Gabon, I still experience the same challenge. I don't do Benin at the call WhatsApp call, it is still the same challenge. I don't go Zambia and I still the same challenge. Even Supermed with so now in UK, you have been talk just now on that other platform. Are they even clear? No, so but when me they talk, Supermed not hear me, user not hear me. So now that's supposed for the talk for technology. Now Supermed for telling me out in the Apple the connectivity now in UK.
No, Imran. I'm not saying UK responsible for your own problem because look, why is not the same thing inside the experience? I'm not sure say the connectivity in UK is responsible for that day because everybody now Supermed in own connection, me save the use and they get and clear with the communicate clearly.
So the point is, it is an overload on one platform, not so. But made the talk, me the clear one.
No. Yeah? I'm not still good because in this same platform we can get like 50 people safe and not get any problem.
Yes, that will be problem.
Yeah. So, but technology get your way. So, me not a technology expert. Me no say right now when they talk so. SMBP at the you clear one. Superman, if you talk now, if you go on that platform, the road Superman they talk me they talk, you know, go you know, so them technology challenges now in another life after this one now. Probably I go study technology that I go for answer them question. But Superman supposed to answer to we which happen with the technology in the UK because there's a challenge.
Mr. Imran, the line they show say you and Wise internet connection poor. They show them the screen say internet connection poor. Now I make they get problem for join we.
But now the same thing he said again I have for you. It shows say the internet connection poor.
Okay. It will be practical. It will be practical now. So now we find out say the data don't there, you know, and we expect say the service for them really improve, you know, if the data they there. But not so secret to say none of that it actually improve, you know. So waiting people and they pay for. But I ask you this question. You know, the government really gets the people in the heart when it comes to internet connectivity.
So you'd ask a question which has been largely controlled. You talk about data connection. These are private investors, yeah? The same like you could talk about fuel, also that has been imported into Sierra Leone for sale. The same like you could talk about rice and other essential commodities, yeah? We live in a liberal world, a liberal economy. I mean, for democracies, them. So for the most part, it's about trade, right? And the forces of demand and supply where they determine prices. In normal times, then prices then they can be different from when times are challenged, as in during COVID and the Russia-Ukraine crisis and all of them. So it's not a straightforward sort of question as in whether government committed, because the economics of farm not for be lost in the whole argument. So this is not my point. For the longest time, data be done there on the level where it been there, yeah, and how people been they buy them, whether be data, whether be top up and all that in a day, how much you use per minute, blah blah and all that in a day. Now we know say there has been an increment, but there has been.
Sorry, Imran, I go glad if you go behind small so people go see your face. Correct.
Okay.
Turn against the lights because the lights are inside.
I don't want for struggle with. I don't want for let you struggle with. Say you know the hear me, so I go let people hear the voice.
One for see the person where they talk.
Me not to the most handsome person. So
no, not that. I did not say you're a fine man.
You know, I rather hear the voice than you see the face. So this is not the point where they try for make. And when because of the challenge of our recent times with COVID, and then with what's happening right now as it unfold between Russia and Ukraine, we don't go on longer than anybody been the expecter. Then they self don't get challenge in terms of the one the way need commodities or need essential things for bring come for continue operational thing in this country. So for the one that they do internet service, the MNOs them and all that thing, and the one that they do rice importation or fuel importation, they are challenged by which you could call the demand for the dollar. Yeah, we getting implications, and so obviously doing business as if to say you've been the doer, the way you've been the doer in 2015, is not the case. You're doing business now, right, with your challenges and your implications, and business people obviously get for fair way, at least for break even or for make profit, right? So government can make sure say you superintend, right? Watch and see and make sure say do not do anything with totally, extremely disproportionate to and creating an enabling sort of situation where people are still able to carry on with their life. So, we are where we are, right? And I think say the fact that largely it don't pass by, right, since we get an increment there and all that, and look, nobody know how to pay for nothing alive.
You correct. And the government so much concerned about the mobile company then, the mobile operators then, say that dollar don't go up, all of them things and then self need for make profit because they don't cry so much. The government really concerned about them. That is why at one point the government even asked the mobile company also for increase the prices they up.
No, not to government ask them for increase price up.
NATCOM ask them to make them work on the floor price. And we all see when the floor price will come up, now increments.
So this is how it works. Because first of all, my own ministry down the Ministry of Information and Communication.
But you are aware of the NATCA, the floor price where they talk about?
So Ministry of Information and Communications is superintendent over NATCOM in turn get responsibility over MNOs, but all falls back directly to the ministry and the minister. So MNOs then they generate their own data. Data in terms of costs, right? Data in terms of margins, data in terms of everything else what they do because they are operating a private business. NATCOM, as in NATCA now, because they don't change them now to NATCA through an act of parliament, NATCA self get a responsibility for dialogue and interact, monitor, right, and make sure say then they play by the book. So if MNOs them, right, mobile network gets concerns as to how much then they make and whether then they get any returns for the service whether they provide where people then get access to, they definitely come back to NATCA or NATCOM as we know NATCA they come back to NATCOM, they have those discussions. NATCOM now, right, we're responsible for telecommunications, now get a responsibility for revert back to the minister, right, and keep her in view of all of their discussions and together. So not a government to determine that one day.
So tell me, I still get interest for to talk about this. I still get interest for to talk about this floor price. Waiting be give the cause for where make NATCA be instruct them for work on floor price. What means say an increment standing.
So there's something I'm not probably able to exactly tell you now the technological terms them, yeah. But by and large, I know say MNOs them term and say. Then get concerns that want to do an increase, yeah? It therefore be based on, so they have to do a presentation as in what is the case for an increase where then they ask for, right, in floor price and all of them. A lot of forget amongst them all, there is QCell. QCell is a new entity trying to get its way, what you would call foothold into the market, yeah? As against AfriCell and Orange. We're well established, yeah. So for QCell, it makes a lot more sense as a business person for say, we won't floor price, we will make them cheaper, because when it's cheaper, you attract customers. It's a new company. You need for marketer. So it makes a lot more sense to every reasonable human being. But okay, let's bring me on price can down. As against Orange and AfriCell, because it's competition now. You have to look for attract and bring people into you, and over time, once you don't get onto that level, then so those. But then there also has to be harmonization. as against all the mobile network operators them in terms of what is an agreeable floor price. So I know that they had those discussions, and then discussions and they go as far as the chief minister in office, MNOs them, do NATCOM, minister, chief minister Jacob Jesus Safa, and then they agree on something, and they, once it is agreed upon now, that is something that we have to go by. But it could have even been higher than which will get us so now. Because with the mobile network operators then be want, which then feel say it was a good margin for them in the business that they're doing is completely different to which they experience now.
So the last question I will ask you on that floor price day, on the last question on the harmonization, where you talk about on a concern that QCell, for example, we want forget hold of the market, if it carry the price then down, it could be bad business for the other one then. But we're not concerned about how the people will benefit from QCell and not benefit from the other one then. I mean business, because I remember the time when QCell, for example, become Airtel, where they say Celltel, they all be the battle for the ground. All man they give you own price as low as the interest of the people, right? So why you not so much emphasize on QCell and Orange?
So the only thing where governments they do, I mean, that's particularly for guide the process.
Okay.
The process. Then discussions then they happen between MNOs them. It happen between the MNOs them and NATCOM, since that the body was responsible for telecommunications, can guide the process and guide the discussions and make sure say there is a consensus before you take things forward. And that's the only thing where I think say we do. I mean, as a government, through NATCOM, through the ministry, through the chief minister's office, is to guide the discussion, make sure say we get an in-depth understanding and analysis of whose side the MNOs then they come up from, and we agree on something that we feel is not disastrous, and disastrous in every sense of the word for ordinary citizens then. And that is something we will continue to do, given the circumstances, which is the backdrop. I think so we're going to take very seriously into consideration, right? Because you need to get a proper understanding, knowledge, that all of what we talk to is against the backdrop of global challenges. I mean, rising prices and all of them in Europe and the UK and America, for example, they are talking about stagflation. There are already predictions say UK they go into recession by March. I hope you understand. So what does stagflation mean? Stagflation mean high cost in essential commodities versus slow growth.
Imran, I want to come inside quick, Now you actually make reference to UK, where the economy, anyhow we look at, anyhow it go bad, it better pass with your economy. So why we not compare? Yes, of course. That is reality.
So you're missing the point.
Yeah, you're missing the point. Say, because right now, if you talk about what thing they happen at the world, the Ukraine, the Russia war, and all of them things, and of course, it gets direct impact to the country. Now that's exactly the try for talk, right?
You missed the point, Sengbe.
Okay, go ahead.
In the UK, for example, there are a lot more people homeless now than there was before COVID. There are a lot more people now that struggle with their mortgage payments, than it may look like before COVID.
Correct.
There are a lot more people that struggle with gas bill than it may look like before 2015.
Correct.
There are a lot more, and I'm not talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're talking about thousands, if not millions, of UK citizens where they struggle with every single one in it. In fact, just a few weeks back, it was recorded, right? And then data and statistics then they did, where they suggest it costs 3 times as much now for WAS. Ordinary WAS, where you go under water, you go WAS now to Matana, United Kingdom, than they been cost before COVID, just for WAS normal. My point is, those challenges are happening, right, in a global context, and whether you're developing or developed, on a middle-income country like Ghana, for example, we don't struggle to the point that they don't ask for IMF and World Bank for can build out to $3 billion. Every nation they face in challenge amidst the global factors the way they are placed. So, not left no country.
Okay, so
every single
you correct, but we don't look the worst, especially the worst in the sense that Yeah, we don't look the worst because, for example, if you take with neighbor, when a Guinea, you know, when, for example, in 2, 3, 4 years ago, we own leons. The leons what we use is 2 times more than the Guinea money. Now we own leons don't depreciate to the Guinea money 2 or 3 times more than how it been select. So we all then are the same, global world. We all experience the same Russia and Ukraine war. So why Guinea they look better off past we, and we not make any reference to Guinea.
So you think, eh?
No.
Now it is your own subjective view because it's personal.
I think on waiting at the reality. I tell you.
Which I mean by subjective, in your own calculation, you think say Salone was off. So let's just give something where I find out only today.
Okay.
Whilst I was in Gabon, the Honorable Minister of Information, Mohamed Ramanswari, was actually in Abuja. Today night they tell me, so like we sort of like the debrief because I get a responsibility for come and debrief and just tell them exactly, how things happen with you on football, what could be of interest for them and all that kind of thing. And then we just end up the discussions. The discussion naturally drifts into just basic things. So I asked them, leading up to the elections in Nigeria, which is this February, we're only the weeks away from elections, general elections in Nigeria. I said, what was the atmosphere like? He said, Usaim in Abuja, he go with his Visa card for access money in an ATM machine in Ebu. For something as simple for Bab. Now Babi Babu, and he be only needing Visa card for go access machine. And they come.
No, Imran, you still don't balance me on question where I asked you. Let's talk about the Guinea and Salone money.
I can't you question with this example.
Okay.
The minister is not able to access an ATM card, an ATM machine because money not there, no sign. Money not there, no sign, and no ATM machine in Abuja. Yeah, every petrol station run out of fuel. There are queues as long as forever. Yeah, just waiting for access to. Just waiting for access to forget fuel and basic things there. Abuja was shut down completely. It was the same for Lagos. When you talk about just weeks away to a general election. And so you ask the question, you suggest just now. Now you point out at the country. Sengbepe, you listen, eh?
Yes, I listen clear.
But you point out at the country now.
Okay.
You suggest say Salone is worse off than every other country where you know. But I just don't give you what's in the unfold in Abuja, for example, that the whole city is shut down. Nobody knows for access money. Bank not get money for simple thing like for GoBab. You never access an ATM machine because the banks have run out of money. People in queue to line the wait for fuel, and this is an oil producing nation.
Okay, so whose time you say that one they happen? Whose time you say that one they happen in Abuja?
No, last week.
Okay, so one thing when we get a problem like that one day, Imran, when we get a problem of that nature, whereas money not in an ATM, fuel, queue day, better one, na Nigeria, of course, it go there all over it go there. But as we talk,
he came to Freetown on Saturday. I arrived on Sunday. Yeah, so I don't get any reason for doubt the legitimacy and the authenticity of what he was saying.
Yeah, because what he made say, we get side as a Sidoya, I get a particular, Imran, please, I get a particular side where any information, like when una self can try for queue up with thing, any information so far, you just need for put them there exactly, and you they come up, and nothing like that no happen in Nigeria.
No. I tell you, say the man say in one go bab. This is not Babi one bab. We to bring the discussion.
So drop back to Guinea. Why we money don't depreciate against the Guinea franc?
This man want go bab. Minister go. The one friend for go to the machine for access. Get Visa card. I was able to access money with my Visa card in Gabon. I was able to do so in Benin. I was able to do so in Lome. I hope you understand. Yeah. So I not get reason for can talk say unable to access Visa card.
Yeah.
And then, you know the
okay, so
Minister Wango Bab. Now for instance, Self-gratification.
Yeah.
He wanted to go to a barbing salon and look good before they come back. Enable for access ATM machine become money not did it.
Okay.
Now
we actually don't get that one day. We're very much clear. It's very much clear. So now what we try for say, what we ask now? Now we talk about the Guinea and Salomon, because normally when something can happen at Guinea, we can make reference to that. For example, when I go say the things better off na Salon pass Guinea and Liberia, but now we dey talk about the money, Guinea franc and the Leones. We don't go 3 times worse than the Guinea money. What is responsible for that?
So I make me not to one point the one the way they make just bilateral comparison between Salon and Guinea. From the start of this discussion, I have gone to the UK, I have gone to the US.
You don't make me so much particular about Guinea, because you go to UK, you go to the one that way bigger pass we.
No, because you don't understand it. Again, you miss the context.
Okay.
And you just make it so simple. It is not a simplistic explanation I don't give.
Okay.
Do not try for sentence to say simplistic. I have gone to UK, I don't come to America, I don't come to Gabon, I don't come to Nigeria.
Okay.
Right? What I am doing, and there's a reason for this. I don't know if I even go to Ghana. There's a reason for this. I always forget to call the context. Right. Because if you miss the context, anything else now we get now in this conversation now is skewed.
You correct. You know what to make so much to ask you about this? Imran, last time one thing back. One time they talk about fuel, they talk say we fuel cheaper than Guinea. And if we always they make reference to Guinea, when we reach to this point, we get for make reference to Dande. But anyway, all you do quick, and we come over to you back just now. Superman, over to you.
Yes, thank you very much, Brother Shagbepe and family. Thank you plenty for patience. We will make sure say we get this interview. Right now, we get Mr. Wise. Mr. Wise, are you with me? You there with me? He didn't have the line with me now. So okay. I'm right Mr. Wise, we will ask you this now. We will ask you this now the state of NGC. You talk today when I get some skirmishes. But why make what's be the reason we make the chairman and Western Region chairman and also other what they call them key stakeholder executive members and on a party, what to make them come up publicly and resign?
Well, I wouldn't want to delve into that much. Wait till I can tell you, we don't get a steering committee. We get for look with different things, more especially that we get for deal with the resignation in the. If a committee is set up on doing that, what I will advise you and the general populace is just to hold on. When we come into a conclusion about the report and everything, then it's obvious that we will revert back to the general membership. But if we don't get a committee, I think say we will entrust them with shots or designated responsibility. So I believe say now we give small time. They have resigned, we are pleased. We haven't accepted it yet. Again, for go through some other channels then, but we will talk to them because they get on daunting things them for doing a salon. They are patriots, they have worked tirelessly around the clock for giving information to the people of Sierra Leone.
Yeah, but Mr.
And all those people are household names in Sierra Leone politics.
But
we will appeal, try with that steering committee.
Mr. Wise, that just interject quickly. Mr. Wise, let me just interject quickly. You know, if you say una arm, so una members them all about na the world for them una at least explain to them why make then key executive member on a party resign.
Well, what me can tell you, my brother, we have accepted maybe we had some dissatisfaction to us from certain things. Let's presume that we but as we don't designate responsibility to people like that, let's give them the trust. Not to all team back you go talk into party, not to all team you go come back and pull them in the party. You get of an office. You self take an office, you get some certain things and we're not go good for public consumption. Well, some of them things and they would try for prevent, let it not go in the negative. Because Sierra Leone, they get certain things that when they spill, when they become or spin up, become something else. So on that note, not give them, not left them without independence. After that, I don't think they go past 1 month or so, then information will be given back to the people. Naomi could tell them, let them hold on, but I'm not go come now under this capacity, can't talk things tomorrow away I will be asked about. Now, based on waiting the party, I never do this thing on my own. Now, based on party position, now I work on. And if they don't tell me, say, hold on, we do this, then let we wait them to revert to it, then we will come back to the general populace.
Okay, then thank you. First of all, I want to check first with Shagbepe. Mr. Wise, clear one. Okay, Mr. Wise. Again, we see one of our other stakeholder again, where I think somebody go sabi when we try for vie as a mayoral candidate na future municipality, where come on and make big allegations say the way on a treat some of our female executive members in that particular meeting they when we go for decide this issue about alliance. What you get for say what's that?
Allegation. I'm very like Harun Subairu is a brother of mine. Even the beginning himself, Naya Agidi said the middle name. So he's a very good on that drive. I don't do with some thick and thin on the rain and on the sun. He's a brother of mine. Like where I tell you, I say, you know, we get a committee to watch that. So whether he get for be right, he get for be wrong, anything I say will be prejudiced now. So we just hold on to that investigation and the allegation. After that, explanation to the people of Senegal. So, but I will not come in and I don't want to be that clear road and Twitter. I want to be a man who will take a decision, who will be ultimate and prudent for the people of Sierra Leone. So now, based on that, you need to train on. Because any tool they say today in this country, it is on records. And the world is a global village. The small world. For just not embracing this stupid way, it is not even say. So I don't want to be those type of things. We want to start the general populace as a big choice.
Okay, Mr. Wise, I think one last one before we go back to Mr. Imran Sila quick. You say Unade discuss for an alliance with the main good in SLPP party, but Una also be there in an alliance when they call COPE. What's like the status of that alliance? Then are two alliances on the NEPA. When I don't come on a COPE,
Superman, bring your own phone near the mic, please. Hello.
Besides, before you go into a coalition with political party, it must admit you conduct yourself in a democratic manner. Our brother from the APC, realistically, they are struggling with theirs. SLPP have done that. SLPP have approached me. When APC is finished with their own complaint, they will likely ready or maybe not, they will contact us and because 70% of the general population is Sierra Leone. APC and SLPP are not able to study and learn, go to school, so their language like that. So, as a party, we're concerned about the population, which one better for that to make Kobola. They not go in alliance with SLPP too, but they don't approach you and talk to me in a good will. And we will accept that. Because at the tell you, Superman, our political party, it is deliberate to name it the National Grand Coalition. National are the whole country. And big one in French and English. Call it when we bring everybody together, we try to see for the common goal. Because nobody knows to tell you, it is evidential. SLPP, APC, NGC, not a party picking a normal way to rule this country become better. It is 61 years to 63 years of independence now. Let me just educate people. Superman, just give me small time. Let me educate the people of Sierra Leone. And what it is evidential that none of this political party, even my own political party that I'm talking for now today, will not only have their own people to man their of this country. We must get them like-mind role, like-mind progressives then. We come together and see how we do this country. That's the ultimate. I have the opportunity to meet with the European.
Okay, wise. Let hand you over to Shemepe. Maybe Shemepe gets a question for her.
I don't know if he go hear me where they talk.
He go hear you.
The information where they go say and Dr. Mikel, I don't go to SLPP, if you don't invite me out. But also, it is incumbent in me as a party to actually disseminate the right information to the people of Sierra Leone. So now then make Akiwala una give a little of a time. Now we explain what's in a coalition from margin or Maja. So if we able to tell the people of Sierra Leone, they go necessarily we there for good, we are here to stay, and we are here for the people of Sierra Leone. Sengepia, you can go ahead, man.
Okay, thank you very much, Wises. Shemepe, over to you.
I wonder people find it difficult to get Wisiana because it becomes sharp and then
but maybe you for connect a line and otherwise let Shemepe connect you that line and
yes, because then the complaints they know the area at all.
Yes.
Yes, so I could just add on to this line way Imran day. So then go get and clear. with the information they were in the past very sensitive. Imran, I'll come over to you quickly before Wise they come over again.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
You know, now we talk about the account of the country. I mean, basically the yearly account of the country, how the country they spend money and all. Of course, at the end of every year, we get the audit report we can come out. But right now we get acting auditor general, whereas the government been do suspend the auditor general because of reasons them way them give. But now I ask you, this particular auditor general we una suspend so in administration, I mean in I don't know how to put them in your tenure, una been trust the way how it work.
You know, it's you go to call institutional mandates.
Okay.
Yeah. So it has never been about one individual.
So no mind
it is just-
I the add wise na this line whilst you dey talk, okay?
Yeah.
Right.
So it is just that every institution and every individual who they work for any institution get what you could call requirements in terms of standard. So you imagine the office assistants na audit service. If in fall foul or something, they'll then investigate. But as somebody higher up the hierarchy, investigator within the audit service. If you go to some senior manager level or junior manager, deputy director, somebody further up, and I'm going to investigate her. But as so provided in that institution, if it is the audit, the auditor general or in deputy, the requirements then different, not so that make you see what's happening. But me, one person we always don't say. Remember, at some point, was it last year, early last year or the year before, the talk was when this team began newly, woman, would they attack and become a woman? And I tell people, I say, but she was given a job as Auditor General, not because she's a woman, but because she is qualified. So, no, please. It would be a complete disservice to anything we hold dear and sacred in this society for let people learn because of flimsy and how you would call them frivolous reasons, right? Begin to try for peddle the gender card and create this kind of agenda atmosphere. I said none of that did exist, and then she was suspended afterwards. That matter they at the rights, they with the competent authority, the one that will get jurisdiction over this matter, which is the court, judiciary of Sierra Leone. And then they listen to this matter. And then people then say, well, whether they don't pull and so now audit service we don't collapse, better not go there again auditor. I said, but audit service commission has never been about one individual. In fact, as far as me concerned, the bulk of the job in our audit service is being done by the ordinary men and women them who are employed by the Audit Service Commission. Because now then they go out for the most part, now then they interface with ministries, departments, and agencies, right? Now then they bring back report, now then they follow up, and all within the Auditor General or in deputy to do, now for give policy guidance and policy directives, right, and make sure so they're able to put together a report when we go out. Yeah, that is all they do. As I say, so in the absence of this Auditor General and in deputy, the work of the Audit Service Commission would still go on. It has never been about
but be in leadership. Now they provide a leadership role.
And we see, while today in suspension, audit service reports don't come out. Not so that the fact that we're talking about an audit service report shows that all of the previous arguments were untenable.
Okay, ask you this question.
It was done for party political reasons. People want to push forward them party objectives, right? And gain minds, win hearts and minds.
Let's ask you this question. In 2012 till 2018, You not be one person where be so much get confidence on Lara and in leadership where be they provide. In every program where you be they do, you be they make sure so you all the audit reports there by bundle for make sure so you make reference to every audit report. You be so much get confidence. Why this time around the different?
So again, you're talking about. I've been feeling you know me for ask the question, but since you ask you probably you choose for factor into your question a few basic facts. Yeah, you're talking about what happened in 2012 as against what happened in 2022 or 2021, as the case may be. Yeah, the circumstances, the time, events, totally different. Two different period, right, in a calendar. I mean, in the history of this country. So I don't know why you want for liking one to the other when you know that those are two different times.
We just, like you say, with the time for bring up the foundation, let me understand, fine one. Why you be so much the praise this time and this time around and not professional.
What obtained in 2012? Nothing be obtained in 2022 for which you are suspended.
Okay. So waiting at this real problem where obtained in 2022 where make them suspend them. Waiting at this real problem where we don't know.
So you want for that go vault again? It's as if to say not to be follow waiting they happen in this country.
No, because we all know about certain few things and where they out, but waiting at the key thing now we want for know.
That is a matter for the courts now. No. So I don't do trial by public opinion.
Okay.
Yeah. For can't now at this public kind of forum and can't begin to give we're waiting at the real reason.
No, but wait. Before you carry somebody, not take her for example, not just make reference. It might be different, but before you carry somebody in a court, you for don't get this say now this make a crime on a court. It might be different because this one is different. This one now just professional inquiry. But in this one where they ask, so before you summon somebody, must get reason why.
Except if you probably not the only Sierra Leonean will not been see the statement we've been coming out regarding la telopias. But everybody else, including who within our government, we see within Common within a public domain and still in a public domain. It's a professional misconduct that has been determined by the competent authorities now.
No, but wait, I still get interest in as much as me that the only salon person will not see him, as you say. But even if you say professional misconduct, that's a big English, Imran. You know that, Andy?
What do you mean?
Yes. What exactly it mean?
But that has been determined now by the court.
No, before the court determine, who now will lay complaint for able to explain why. Waiting at this team meaning.
No. So not because they suspend her for professional misconduct, that means now for canal and can begin to do trial by public opinion na TV and radio stations. No. Within the law provide for when you say don't commit professional misconduct, right? You can't go as provided for by law. You set up a panel. Yeah, let them look and investigate. That we get powers of whether High Court or Supreme Court and blah, and then they would make those pronouncements based on within, right? And having the reason for in suspension, and she's still under suspension. It says professional misconduct. But I give you one interesting thing. I'm just saying now,
yes.
Totally unrelated and unconnected with things that happen at the courts, and I'm not to say this in any way for prejudice, then their ongoing trial and they as they happen now for here in deputy. You know, see, in the past 2-3 years, even before audit report they come on, all things then are done forward. You bracket on a junction, you bracket on a corner, you bracket on a main road, you bracket on a dirty hall, People were there actively leaking all things even before they go turn at the well of Parliament for Goleam. For the first time in a long time, we did not see a leakage of an audit report before it was laid right in the well of Parliament. I'm just saying.
Okay, and interestingly, I love this just saying what you talk about. So basically, one of the professional misconduct therefore do is leaking information to certain individuals.
No, not tie anything up. Don't do it. You're gonna do yourself a disservice for tying anything up. Yeah, I'm just saying, and it took again, just do a disclaimer that it has nothing to do with the ongoing matter, right? For which Lara and the deputy they face now the courts. Yeah, nothing absolutely.
I bring Wise inside, but before I bring Wise inside on this issue, the last question I will ask you on this now. When I've been concerned that, for example, Africanist press will get a lot of things them where they come out, and then we can see similar things than that inside the audit report.
Well, I have never another mention Africanist press in any of the conversation.
Because a question I asked.
Right, it is something I don't look to, right, for information Africanist press. China wanted position at SLPP that he did not get and became angry and bitter. So this is a bitter soul, yeah, that I pray for every day as a Muslim and read dua for. Let God free off in bitterness, right? Because it's a heavy load to carry in life.
So, so what do you want for tell me on that? The bitterness means the information the way it come up with is not correct.
China is bitter because in
for let somebody bitter and for let somebody give fake information are two different things.
China in personal ambitions than a life where we hope for through SLPP did not materialize.
Yes.
And that's a heavy bitterness. That's a heavy bitterness for carrying a life. Oh.
Yes,
heavy
not true.
Bitterness.
Not true. But it means in bitterness where you get the information where it get is not correct.
Let tell you something.
Please.
There's a reason why I don't hold grudges.
Yes.
And there's a reason why I not carry bitterness with me. You know what you do? I not get space. Right? And I think it doesn't give you the freedom in life for able to make conscious and necessary and right decisions.
Because
it's just like this fellow.
Okay.
Women come up with the talk about
before you give me another person, because anybody name you call now another discussion. Like we confirm this particular thing where I ask you just now. The bitterness of Africanist press, as you say, that means they not give correct information.
China, which you say, the bitterness of which thing?
The bitterness, you say, the Africanist press, China get bitterness. So because of that, the information the way it give is not correct.
You know, it makes you question the very essence of which it up to now. You question everything about which it up to.
You correct. In some cases, you correct, but I still want to forget this from you. You still not. You feel the information not credible.
You know, China is a bitter soul. We need to do some soul searching exercise.
According to you, I agree. According to you, but the information the way that they give not correct.
My point is, first of all, I don't know what kind of information they put out.
Imran, nobody know they inside the country. We no go don't see them things and they.
I have not.
Okay, la holiday, and la move over to Wise.
I need to finish. You know what you do?
What you do?
Because me and China don't bracket, they tend to hold in opposition. I know his ambition, I know his desire, I know what he wanted. So for that reason, me and one person will not ever. China not the only push until I watch out.
Okay,
because I
so that not still tell you about the information where it give, whether it be correct or not correct. But that holiday. Because still, we don't need to turn around the same thing.
Luna will be the best person for us because I know this is a bitter soul. Yeah. I don't get any reason for referencing material there.
Okay, so now let's do the quick.
I do not
let's go to Wise.
Material. So if you pull them from now till thy kingdom come, okay. I would be one person reading them.
All right, so Wise, please put your camera on. Sorry, what do you think about the audit report, the suspension of the Auditor General? And according to Imran, he say it's not related to waiting in the talk and waiting it happen. He say it could be before this term, then we don't see information them where they come out from the audit report. Before the audit report they come out, they don't see on our street. And this is not the very first time where audit report they come out, they don't see on our street at all. What do you make up of this whole thing?
I said the first time in a long time.
Yeah, now they talk the first time in a long time. Continue, and Wise.
Well, it's just too unfortunate because as you mentioned there earlier, you say the time when he did now the SLPP as Auditor General, everything was rosy. Everything was good. Mr. Silago, a whole bunch of people then go to the TV or radio, talk about how good it is. But now when it don't come to them now, professional misconduct, where it don't come for things them, where the suspension don't happen for 2 good years now. Now you say she was just there. You know, they get team where they walk around. She was just the leader. So anything them we get for deal with, waiting get for deal with inside that particular office day before you marry, you don't go inside that place. Well, this is the salon who they And there is no secret in this country. There is a big scale of corruption here. And they tell you corruption don't really hinder the progress of this country. But any government personnel where you ask it, they will tell you, say no, they're corrupt free. But the people of Sierra Leone, austerity is the judgment as well.
Okay, hold on, why? Imran, please mute your mic quick. I don't know if it come back inside. Just mute your mic quick. All right, so wise, let's try you again.
Yeah, I did it.
Yes, go ahead, continue.
So I did tell you, say, so we don't be to that. My brother, corruption is so massive, in this scale, we will not be able to comprehend. My brother, if you see some certain institution that we deprive just because of some certain money, if it be better utilized or monitor, don't pass us out this. So today, Telopias Nabadu man, professional misconduct because she's always standing for the truth. You say the woman na professional misconduct. Where the court will not set for that? Political gain. What are you doing? All that thing, brother. Nobody not going to tell you. You not going to expect for ask anybody when a government representative or rep from the strategic communication we go tell you say yes, then corrupt. But we were then at this country, we see what thing they happen. Would they see things the way they happen, like where you go try for tell you say, hey, some of them will talk out their own and they buy so. Where people they know they literally live by $1 a day. Where una they drive motocar they way as big as any other thing. Hey, my brother, Lord, be careful. We are here to serve the people of this country. 25% of the populace have been deprived from their basic. No, say 75% of the general populace have been deprived from the basic amenities. Are we saying, should we sing this? No. Corruption, they kill people. Corruption, some corruption in the within of this country. I tell you, my brother, when that woman try for sight, then say yes. Maybe not for let the other party get a political gain. That's not the thing the world already from time immemorial. Where this come, it can put law, we go able favor and tomorrow. Where this come, credibility is nothing in Sierra Leone. Now partisan issue that we put before, now important past any other thing. So it is unfortunate for us we don't in other offices for too long. Where today you give them a term of professional misconduct. We go see. And me waiting me they talk no more. Let we also put ourselves together because this world where they live so now, with man themselves for where they do dono. They don't do anymore like how they blend do them. We therefore come to reality, accept the reality, and know our mistake before we able to say something. I get some certain things caught me. I not go pit and leak again. I go always want things them for. I believe say one person not go able to rule this country effectively. That's I go always stand. But no more. We should stand by the people of Sierra Leone. I believe say that woman if now investigate them for don't investigate them now almost 2 years. I stand to be corrected, but we not see anything with the ongoing. And I not believe say that delay they will delay justice. That deny the people of this country justice because we know how transparent she have been. So if today they don't be in the negative, my brother, I think it therefore go back to the government for them to answer that question.
Superman.
Yes. Why is that just follow up quickly? You highlight the camp babala corruption there at this country where both the two parties I presume you the blame for that babala corruption there. But how then do you want to work with any of those two parties? If you feel say when your own party, no one mix for that kind of babala corruption day, why make you the when a party now they think of working with either of those two parties going forward?
My brother Pakabasido with Fode Sanko, they are our brothers. We go tell Lekadi and say this is what they were doing. But regardless of that, we are ready to sit on the table to negotiate for the interests of Sierra Leone. Put Salon first. If he Fode Sanko cuts people an chairwoman and mele for CC man and woman day. If the corruption will don't happen, they happen like this. My brother, and as I tell you, we are open for coalition. I don't give you the name. This is deliberate. Not to say that by mistake for name the National Grand Coalition. If we be there for APC, sit down with APC for coalition, today SLPP for they say the same thing. If we sit down with SLPP today, you get people that will not go gladly for that. Waiting now we mantra. Now Salon Force, my brother, the way this country they go now, we need to get national cohesion.
Let's clarify this point. Let's not clarify this point quick. Una believe say them two parties them perennially corrupt. How on earth Una go and go work with them? Because that means say Una say they go join by their own corruption. Not also.
No, we not go per corruption. We not go per corruption. We dey try for go help in all them thing in there. Now one thing I wanna know, NGC for keep ourselves afloat for almost 6 years now. We are the only political party after election we keep ourselves and get convention. We're able to attract 802 delegates. We get 10,000, some 100 executive rights the contract. So that's why we are viable for say, hey, any political party go one follow we sit down with them, follow we able to help them. Because let me tell you, after this election all we happen, the responsibility of opposition, main opposition was on our shoulder. Nobody will tell you that. Now will be the report about waiting the price they try for highlight. So I believe say Superman, let us sit down with your brother back and experiment something way new of a coalition, realistic and respectful one for the interests of this country. As I said it initially, it is evidential that none, even my party I'm representing, will able to govern this country effectively without any other party, any other person from the APC and SLP and other political party. It is impossible. Sierra Leone, we are similar in characteristics. We are all Sierra Leonean. The people who go to NGC back, you must get people and we're not correct. People are where they inside APC today, SLPP today, they can be corrupt. Some of them can be corrupt, but not all of them will be corrupt. Equally to APC. But should we shy away to say, hey, because of then we're not going to able to unleash with professionalism, help the people of Sierra Leone, Superman? Think about that, though. No, think about that.
Why is it? I like some things, no, so I don't do a convention. We are not in opposition. I don't run the party for 6 years. Have you guys, when I get financial challenge, when I get before say, when I feel say pass, when I go in a government, when I party everyone, when I able run a party well, now it make when I go in coalition with them party because obviously we see many parties when I be told first when they go into a coalition with other parties within governance, they are the junior partners. So the what's the input into that coalition? Nothing much. The same thing could continue. You will not say the same thing will happen to us as well because again, if we are going to a coalition, we are going to be the junior partner. And when I say talk and say these two parties now, Alusan and Alasan, that the same thing. They don't go turn over, turn them it's not the same thing. Now when I say we go join the same soup, we not feel say when they do the people in the the service. Because the people that forget alternative, the people that tell them two parties, they forget another extra party when I thought first when they go turn to like what you see in Nigeria did like today.
Superman, let me tell you something. The situation different from every country where you get for see. When you talk about Salon in here now, you will make rep. Let me tell you, I was opportune to say I sat with some of the European observers that will get for monitor the election. I tell them say this election. It for be well monitored and we for try for see how best we will bring up a national cohesion. I don't want to be refugee in any other country. The political and tribal tension and the polarization of this country now, if we don't trend cautiously, something difficult will happen here. And I don't think so which man will be able to take away again because refugee to cater for refugee is as expensive as any other thing. So the best we can do here, if we don't come as the third largest political party, coming in between for let we able bridge peace or national cohesion for this country, I don't think say that is a crime. We are all Sierra Leonean. We can be diverse in some certain things, but when it come into the common goal, let's sit on the table and see how best we can do it. Try and fail is not a problem. Let we go and try. I believe say terms and conditions they go reach where you know say yes, coalition don't happen even in England yonder. Coalition don't happen to other country, then we become successful. So I don't believe say Salon for not for be among them thing in the. Let we think positive and try for see our best. Superman, this country as I don't say, Pastor reiterate back home. I did tell you this with all seriousness. One party not able to rule this country. Now I make today Pakaba in your term after the war. They maintain that peace. They tell we come inside the area. If he Pakaba was pompous, he say okay, I know they accept for talk to rebel. Then I wonder if we'll be able to get peace. Or I wonder two of we leader they will get to free sense time if they go actually accept shots because of ego. But Pakaba swallow in pride. I don't know if you watch Julius suspense our where they try for tell you, say them, they say, why you go see mama and talk for rebel? With rebel, it's enough for me people in. So we say, if it happen for be this way, what they do for the people of Sierra Leone? Nobody not go tell you, say, Dr. Yumkela not get what it takes for offer for this country. Dr. Dennis Bright not get what he go offer for this country. Some of them inside the political party, Amadou Sheriff, even with me, law say so. We get something for offer this country. Unawale go just like that? No, you not go like that. If we for help, we bother them. Now we come and help them, my brother. Saying that doesn't mean that we not go tell them the problem they don't get during the year. So we go tell them. Let them know, say these are some of the things that the Sierra Leonean people have been facing. They don't inflict a lot of pain into their life. Yes. How do we continue criticizing without finding a solution for the problem?
Okay, so one last question on this particular issue before I come back to Imran. You know, you say for help we bother them, very much important according to what you say. But that no mean say una no go tell them waiting at some of the things them. But this particular term, not term for election, that go get for mean say una go get for help them for the defend a lot of things the way people be don't cry for, right? Because in politics you get for actually defend certain things.
We're not coming to that communication with. Let we wait and see.
Why? Certain time then you don't need for wait until the water puelo or the water dirty. If una they go into coalition, for example, and then at the end of the day, let's assume we're no longer for assume. Let's assume say the party or the marriage between NGC and SLPP it go on. It means say una go get for the APC campaign.
With APC as well, you never know.
Yes, okay. Any one of them, APC, SLPP, it means say una get for help them for campaign. And when una they help them for campaign, means say una get for defend some of the things that way people get for the say.
Well, where you go preach on national cohesion, I believe say the people are very enlightened
national
now.
Cohesion not enough, why? You know that. National cohesion not enough. People know why you hear about national cohesion no more.
Yeah, but
it's too sad that why is it okay? Why is law put them this way? Why is law put them this way? Amongst the things that way people, law look for example the last government. Tolombo no go sit here angry but remember that song they write?
Yeah, I remember.
Yes, and now people and they even cry say things are harder than how it been there. You know that, right? Una self the talk am.
Yeah, the world that I even going to forget
so
it.
Now,
If
we get for reach to that point, and corruption at the same time. The last government, we not say them be corrupt. And this government as well, we not say anyhow them defend them. Say corruption big inside there right now. Una get for as well they defend them when una they campaign with any one of them.
My brother, which I try for tell you, will they come inside to him here, we'll get a message, we will try for unify this country.
No, but una know when are they going to marriage, you know we go with different message from the one we get to marriage.
No, when you don't ask a question, let me go there.
Go ahead.
Let me tell you something in here. Without peace and stability in this country, we will begin as we talk. I swear to God, we're not going to achieve what we achieve. So this talk will get for talk of national cohesion coming together is as paramount as it don't able to steal the whole conversation.
Okay, why? You know what I'm doing to this? Why?
This peace is very important.
No, wait. You not say when you go into marriage, you get for go with the message of that party day?
Well, we get for go with it. We get for go with we own force. We get for
if you get for go with the message of the party, it means that you get for the defendant two corrupt party there. So from the corruption allegation where people don't they put for them.
We for the actually condemn them till the end.
But how you will condemn somebody when they draw you for camp inside marriage?
No, well, can I talk to you, my brother? Okay. You dey meet somebody when a bad person in the street, maybe you able to transform them.
Okay.
We are bound to make mistakes. We are human beings. You dey see human on the street.
Behind the scene, you will transform them, but you know go disgrace and a public.
You dey meet somebody in the street. Waking better pass or speaking the inside.
Yes.
So you can able come and conscientize them further for the interest of good. Let tell you what you make mention of in here.
Okay.
You make mention of one thing. The world is you said Salone is a difficult place. No, the world will never be the same again.
No.
Doctor, yes, it will never be the same. So we as an African, let me talk Pan-African here now. We need to brace ourselves For most of them things they are okay for come for eventuality, climate change, farming, all those are things that we or a single political party will not able. Now I cannot pull me up party there or me party not to exceptional. All of us as a Sierra Leonean, one party picking a number will go around the system and say, hey, we are able to transform this country. Right. You understand me? APC will be there. Before APC come, the water people they get water na gutter. Still people they get water na gutter. So how we don't go from that? So this is what we are saying.
But for them two parties they are now, where still people they get water na gutter.
You really want to go down the back? And they tell you say if we not get peace and stability in this country, all that development will be now we need national cohesion. So national cohesion are one of the things we go in.
National cohesion are just one part of the coin. What about the other things the way people concerned about?
My brother, one part of the coin, you know what will be happening during the 90s.
Let me question one part of the coin. The other part, they all are the needs. What do people want?
What do people want? Well, now we brother, they will sit down at the table back for see how we go able to make Salone a better place.
Thank you very much. La holiday. La come with Imran.
No, Slpp, I want to pose this one question. Something they alert with Imran earlier on. This professional misconduct.
Yes.
When you get professional misconduct, if you're a footballer, maybe you don't go train. Now professional misconduct. But when they punish or suspend them, then they tell us that because you don't go train, when a professional misconduct, why the government will like a tell of players in complaint, not able to explain whose professional misconduct to commit.
I'm not to hear you clear. Go over the question again.
Ask again, Superman.
Maybe you can't perform from the place.
So
you repeat the question for me because I hear you clear, Pasam.
Okay, so basically, it is say if na football, it is talk about the professional misconduct of Lara. It says na football when they suspend somebody, they tell them waiting an exact reason when they suspend them. They say why una no do this thing, the same for Lara.
So again, you ask for you begin to go into fine details with the public. Yeah, the provision, not the law, for lateral affairs, right? Well, not for lateral affairs, for the office holder,
yes,
Auditor General and the deputy, the procedures and one will require you for follow due process and the law. So within governments able for do and can only do, right, as provided for by law, the lawful and legal minimum requirements where they within the provision was fulfilled, which is lateral affairs has been suspended for professional misconduct. There is now the option where it trigger and where we follow, which is for panel judges, let them go determine that one day. Evidences will be presented and then we'll come to their conclusions and present them findings and take them from that point.
So
it does not only
end
there. See again, it not only end there. You say for remove an auditor general, even after that one day, therefore go back to parliament and there has to be a 2/3 majority in parliament or something like that one day. I don't know if I get that part of the law exactly right, but that is what it says for remove an auditor general. So it goes back to parliament for a 2/3 majority. My point to made in question is this: professional misconduct is professional misconduct. It could mean many things. When allow the judges, the way they do in panel, the space, yeah, for do their job, right? Law no can begin to litigate that one in the public, yeah. That make it in the correct domain. Judges over there in panel, very professional, don't get long-standing experience at the bar, then go able for sieve through, right? Both the plaintiff and the accused, right? The evidence already tendered before them for which conclusion. So until then, we can only talk about within that context there.
Okay. Imran, how soon will you see the conclusion of this case?
So I remember a few months back, I think that was the back end of last year, the Solicitor General Robert Koa and the Attorney General and others then be one for updates the public because it may appear as if to say some falsity was being peddled with regards to the ongoing process, legal process.
So you use some big word the way me say no understand. What do you mean? Broke and down, let everybody understand. We call man get interest by this case.
So, which I mean that there was a press conference towards the back end of last year, where the office of the Attorney General, the Solicitor General, behold, going to be for update the public. Because some, whoever says some line news been they go around, they suggest plenty things but which they happen. And it was clear that at that press conference day, the one that we don't hold the process not for move as quickly as it been supposed for the move was both the Auditor General suspended and in deputy suspended. How? At two separate periods, they are both asked for leave of absence. They go instead of go out of the country. Then they get some personal, urgent, and pressing matter for go address, and they needed to travel. Well, nobody sees them freedom of movement that has been guaranteed under the Constitution of the Republic of Sierra Leone. And so them freedoms, then they are things that we then benefit from. And so they allow them. So like Tilapia has been travel, I think he go for 1 month, he come. And then after that, I think the deputy asked for what they call say need for travel. Instead go spend about that same length of time they come. When they come now, then I think there were delays with their own team in terms of evidence being presented and all that kind of thing. And so because they were not able at their material moments then they don't get this kind of extended period with this matter. But let me, however, say that within the Solicitor General been saying at that press conference was this is something that has been expedited judiciously, something anything therefore do with the law has to be deliberate, thorough, and dutiful, from all those involved. And that was the assurance with the Solicitor General giving at that press conference. And so journalists then left there feeling, which I will say, circumspect and satisfied, with waiting they have been.
So each time we go to see the conclusion of this.
Public. I don't think it would be right for a full timeline in terms of closure.
Because according to waiting from school of thought, they say na deliberate thing for they hold on to the suspension until this particular point where you no go get any way for pull any audit report under his own leadership as against this government.
So many have to go by schools of thought. Because we didn't do, are supposed to know better than schools of thought. Which I say, however, is this, Law, the two things are involved. So if you ask the judiciary for rush, it means then go bungle and mess everything up, right? It's about the law. Right? It's about evidence. It's about sieving through all the information they wouldn't get before them for reaching their conclusions. Then they are certainly not going to spend forever for reaching their conclusions. Then but by the same token, go give any, go set any timeline.
So thank you. I think we don't get that.
Say therefore done by.
I like one thing when you tell me this one.
Because they need.
You did it.
That will benefit everybody.
I like one thing when you tell me this one. You say. You for better know pass school of thought. That's very bright, and I love that one day. Let me move forward on other issues. Them Superman, who say you want to move now? I think we don't run after time.
Yes, we don't run after time. Let's get for round up now very soon. We just want again we'll go back to Wise, but let me just continue with Imran quickly. Mr. Imran Silla, the issue with the affect we country greatly right now where it connected by everything, it look like this constant depreciation of we currency. And the other problem that I highlight is that we use two currency at the same time, the old Leone and the new Leone. Then we don't give it subsequent date to all this old Leone for we don't disappear. But up to now, the old Leone still there. What thing you feel say government to do for make sure say then tackle this problem of with constant depreciation of we currency. Like where Mr. Shemepe said this now, all countries they experience this global problem and the rise of the dollar. But We got our neighboring country where they compare to, or they do comparative analysis. Countries where we are all similar in economy, they're more suitable. Guinea managed for make sure so the currency stabilize. Why will they get problem? And we can't see they depreciate so rapidly.
So yeah, so look, I think the central bank now then being institutes this redenomination as a column, as it is called, for sort of make transaction a bit easy. I mean, if not very easy. And assist towards that end, I think there are a lot of positives. Meaning, I can now carry 2,000 leones, which is 2 million leones a day, in a much lighter way. Then Ghana must go back the way you need for put so certain money. You don't necessarily need it now. That is one of the virtues of redenomination, and that objective was met largely. Now I understand the point to someone that they come up from in terms of waiting sim for the experience, right? What would they get? And say bank governor been gives your initial timelines for transition. That timeline they was extended, and all of them things in there. So and then down the self getting consideration for law fairness. So it is true that the leones depreciate. But there are certain attendants, where we need for carefully look at. A country where, for the better part of 30, 40 years, not export as much, surely could get challenged within currency. Because fundamentally, which it mean, right, in doing trade and business, right, from one place to the other, you now need, which you like say, common denominator, common currency, which is the dollar for facilitate trade, right? And because the export as much, it means you're limited in terms of the dollars you have in your possession.
Okay, Mr. Imran, before you move further, quickly, I just want to clarify something.
In line
it is called within a balance of payment. It is called a balance of payment surplus. But if you import more than you export, it's called a balance of payment deficit. The economics and they will do from 3 are still member small para.
Yes,
so
yes.
I think
Imran, before you step into this economics, I want to interject a little bit. I want to interject a little bit and because some to your attention. We all remember during the time when the SLPP party be there in opposition, the current chief minister, right now when I be the former finance minister, be talk say whatever we economy day, where una kind of governance in 6 months, una go turn the economy around. All this problem not for be there. What's happen?
And so you basically want for talk about, but let we go on and talk about which are the achievements of these governments. Yeah.
No, I just want
hesitate for. No. So that kind of way me see the question, right? And I think I will lay it out very quickly. I can do that in 1-2 minutes.
No, just 1 minute.
Because you say chief minister, former finance minister talk about bread and butter, quite right. And I done that for layout for you, and then in terms of achievements. We have done in excess of 10,000 teachers. We before 2018 not been get job, they're not been paid at the end of the month. They now have salaries. Supermed, if you interview everyone teachers them, right, where they get salaries now at the end of every month, and they now have a PIN code, they now have a profession that is dignified with their respect, because of more done in the case something going on for the welfare and family them, right, they will tell you a different story about bread and butter. We have over 5,000 nurses recruited on PIN code when nobody don't happen before 2018, when I'll take salaries home for themselves and their family. They will tell you a different story about bread and butter. We get thousands of private sector jobs them, right, through King Ho and other mining companies them, but also on basic jobs like infrastructure, right, road construction and all of them. If you talk to them, job the one and they don't get job now, they receive salaries at the end of the month. They will tell you a different meaning of bread and butter. Yes, not every household don't feel the effects, of the changes we have made and the transformation we have brought in 4.5, 5 years. Not every household, but you have tens of thousands of households there where don't get jobs, where they get paid salaries at the end of every month, where they look forward to their salary payment a day, and their family depend on their salary payment a day. They understand that bread and butter means something different, and they don't feel the effects on them. And so, for the one that will not get job yet, this is what the president always emphasized. Una give me a second chance. Let me be re-elected again as president of the Republic of Sierra Leone.
Before you reach to that point, say, actually the big chance for you reach that side. But the one question I will ask you, let's just ask you one question on that day. The economy before una take over and the economy now, you think say una don't make them better than how una meet them?
Look, the president understand the challenges where this nation they face. The president understand the direction we want to take this country. The president understand what is needed, right? Despite the global challenges, right, and the problem. How for meander way around them problems there and land we safely, and that is why the president will remain forever determined.
So the question is very simple. You are not able to transform the economy from Usa on a midterm to Usa on a day now. You don't make it better from Usa on a midterm.
Say again.
The question is, decide where una meet the economy and Usa on a day now. You feel say we are not able to make them better than Usa on a midterm.
Sierra Leone is going to be a better place.
It's going to be. When you say we're not able to make them better yet. You say it will get to be a better place. When you talk about the economy, it means say we're not able to make them better than Usa on a meter yet.
You want to, if you don't talk about the economy, I don't lay out in terms of jobs alone.
You correct. You correct say you don't make that, but we did talk about the economy proper. What do people expect for see the transformation of the economy? Now I ask you.
We also get to understand, right? On the economy, we have done so many things in these 5 years. We were able to make sure that we're not run out of essential stock at the height of COVID in this country. We're able to make sure, businesses then still able to thrive, right, at the height of COVID, by make sure we do tax concession, tax cancellation, and tax deferment for all of them private businesses really deal with essential commodities. And so we're able to keep the economy stable and running despite the difficult moments.
Okay. That's understand. We don't come to the end actually. Yes, go ahead.
We also make sure we get Munafa fund. We don't benefit in excess of 4,600 people and the second tranche of 15 billion will benefit in excess of 3,000 people
Okay, thank you.
Also know we get direct
transfer.
Possible because we get a steady leadership in President Julius Maada Bio, and we ask citizens for re-elect him again as President of the Republic of Sierra Leone for a second term, for continue more of the Lunge Airport, and plenty of them kind of beautiful projects so that this country will develop and reach the site supposed for it.
We actually don't reach to the junction of the program, Imran, but Minkailu don't join with quick one, and they meet you inside this kind of sensitive part of the discussion. Minkailu, what do you think? Who's with the economy midday and who's this so right now?
Thank you. We are.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, we get you.
Hello.
Yes, Minkailu, we get
you.
Thank you very much. You see, why you give me brother they talk about tax cancellation.
Second.
Okay, so for now, Imran, Minkailu will get me.
This man should be talking to delegates.
Minkailu will get me.
Now delegate Minkailu for the talk to now. Now no hamburger. Let the man don't come out talk to delegate. The leg go sleep. Tomorrow morning, get for continue back. You get more delegates there for cover.
All right, so lockout-wise, whilst Minkailu will figure out things and wise, the issue of the economy, what do you think about the economy right now as we talk?
It is a better one. It's a better economy. I will not try to say so. I will say it bluntly. This redomination of these leones will not be a reason for even coming to it, because we do want, me not to economists, but having advice from my economic friend, they tell me, they say, Unaga for deal with a lot, because Ghana do the same thing, and they get about 53 point something inflation now. We just in food item, we get about 35%. So this the try for tell you that money always you take for use, for go print another money back. They get an impact to it creates? No, it not get impact to it creates. At the end they will see leones don't depreciate to the dollar past any other time. I believe that money they should have been utilized better than what they have used this one for. What do you need them for? Now the beauty of the money? Or because waiting 20,000 a day, these 20,000 loans or so, or 10,000 loans, 20, relatively, I think so that one they do better past this F. You see, so some of the things we don't need for sweep under the carpet, because when you sweep, picking way, if you go for church fire, you get for also tell and say, if in the church you put the hand, you get for one arm. If you not do them, then you get for left and try. But the fact of it all, for now coming to one, is then thing they are for now we will address them collectively. My brother, the world economy is not, it's not how it used to be. Yes, I accept that one day.
So Imran say, now that make them they ask, say, the best option are for Lord and give President Bill a second term.
Yeah, well, I think so Imran will be able to answer that question, they better for letting give a second time.
Okay, you don't go able to answer that right side because you think of the marriage, whether you go into marriage from the two sides.
No, we started whether we get for go per married or we not get for day per married. And the ultimate goal of the people of Sierra Leone is national cohesion. That I want you to start preparing your mind, and we prepare the mind of the Sierra Leonean for that.
You know why? If not be my own program proper one, I for be get way out for be make low talk the ordinary man the your language. But Minkailu you the right? So what do you think about the economy? Last out inside quickly. What do you think about the economy? Who side the meet and who side this right now?
Minkailu at this business. Minkailu the perform delegates now. My brother.
I want to let the moderator then take control over the program, because I don't want interruption as they make a point. I hear Imran talking about tax cancellation for private businesses. I hear they talking about Munafa Fund. I hear they talking about stable economy. I mean, this is totally unacceptable. It's deceptive. And I mean, I think say they do disservice to the people of this country. When they talk about tax cancellation, where businesses and they fold up now the country, where life don't become unbearable for the ordinary citizen, where basic commodity don't expensive more than any time now this country. If they talk about tax cancellation, or will they cancel tax them for some private businesses, or will they say non-taxation for basic commodity, they will not for the suffer like how they suffer so. But the government, they get the bold mind, what they like. Then the life of the people of this country, where they are alive and kicking. It is frustrating to say the least. When you talk about Munafa, what does Munafa mean? Munafa na temne word. When you say Ibo Munafa, it means you don't better. Munafa mean better. How many of the people then at this country, that money they don't benefit? That Munafa fund, how many? People then they live in abject poverty. The country economy don't become deplorable more than any time in history in this country. Then when they talk about stability in the economy, I mean, when they see the skyrocketing of the dollar, they chase 2 million loans. When they talk about stable economy, when they see the prices of basic commodity, they become skyrocketed every day. Then I think this election we'll get for go into in June, it is not about APC and SLPP. This election is about the people of this country versus the SLPP. Everybody, when I well-meaningful Sierra Leonean, even the one that with the SLPP self, where they suffer like how the ordinary man, no one see President Bio near the corridors of political power again in this country. By the time we reach to the elections proper, we will tell the SLPP say, they're not fit for purpose, they don't fail woefully, they're not even able to fulfill 10% of the manifesto promises, and the people of this country ready for vote them out. That is more so the reason why we, as the main opposition party, we don't put to house in order, we don't get to lower level elections, from wards to constituency, from districts to region to specialized organs. Very soon, we will elect national officers and the standard bearer. By the time we return from a convention, in less than 3 weeks, this country, they take a different dimension. The people of this country go realize, say, the government in waiting already for calibrate them from the suffering. The political bondage where they in, then go be liberated very soon. So when we want to talk about the economy, let's compare the living standards today and now, 5 years back. If you they buy rice, 600,000 per bag, you they buy fuel, 21,500 per liter, you they buy oil, 10,000 leon for pints, you they buy pamai, 10,000 leons, you they buy pepper, 8,000 leons for cup. They talk about stable economy in this country. I mean, this is a disservice. Imran enough for the Sinoya, they raise their head up and they talk about stable economy at this time, where the people are vexed, the people are dissatisfied, and they are ready to show the SLPP the exit door. Let us realize that.
But Minkailu, this talk where they talk, so I wanna plan for do things then for the people. Now I think this way SLPP back they don't talk. They don't promise the people a lot of things then, but now as they now we see how the economy, how the country talk.
Yeah, I want to realize say the APC now they make empty promises. When we tell the people that say they embark on infrastructure, the practicality there, they see the tangibles. We constructed roads all over the country. We reduced car crashes them. What do they call accidents? We reduce that. You see the ultramodal road construct.
But this government self in opposition be promised free education and they don't do it.
What is free about the free education? It is a disservice to even talk about free education. When they talk about free education, where we, mean our parents, where we parents then they even spend more than what will be they spend today. You they say free education at public school, where picking and they sit NPSC, for go JSS1, for gain admission, you they spend more than 4 million loans. What is free about the free education? You they talk about free education, where school subsidies for first time, they guarantee third time, you say school free education, where the salaries of teachers very deplorable, even with the 15% increment.
School subsidy always done the late. Always done the late.
Say again?
School subsidy always done the late.
No, it is now I disagree. During our own time, we encourage teachers them to an extent that school subsidies them be received on time.
When me say disagree with them, because me say be the monitor as journalist.
Now we run an aspect of the free education. I'll tell you.
Me self disagree with you because me be the monitor as journalist. School subsidy be in the delay and teacher them be the complain about that.
School subsidy not the delay. Take the time down. APC not paid during our own time. Now we say free quality education. The SLPP pride themselves in free quality education. They know they even supply school register. Take the time down. Mark your school register. Now the register also they call the picking in name every day for know if you go school or not. They're not even able to supply school register. They know they supply chalk. They know they supply crayon. They tell me about free quality education. What is free about this free quality education?
You know,
they spend more than 5 million euros for admission.
This is not the last issue we go take before I let Supermed for wrap up. You know, something happened na Bo these 2-3 days. You know, where the president they tell the picking them about things them way he don't do. Please, I just want we listen this for the sake of audio. Let's just listen this one. And let we make some discussion out of this.
We don't take the schools away so that everybody will go to school also under the free access to education. In as much as that one is great, it is not sufficient also. Why we not Kumra party, the Sierra Leone People's Party, and so is this administration. So what do? We say, okay, if you make them free, but they're not getting books there for land, they're not going to land properly also. So we provide the books then. The teacher themselves need books then also. We don't provide books for them also. We are not saying we need transportation also. We don't buy buses also. Some man they go to school, they're hungry also. They provide food also. One second.
this now the thing will happen now, bro, with the Pekin and the president. The Pekin them and the president. They actually they tell them about in good work where he don't do over the years from where he take over, you know, as president. Waiting he don't do. You know, una yeri waiting at the clip, una yeri the words that will come out.
Yes, clearly.
Okay, so
the president say they be promised the Pekin a free education. Then they supply books, then they supply uniform, and then they cook na school. The Pekin and deny outrightly say they know they cook na school. If you Pekin they offer 13 subjects, then you go get 1 or 2 books. How you go use them book then they for cover 13 subjects? Who said then they give uniform? Me no see they. Because our parents then they buy uniform. So this now an abysmal failure. It is a facade. Government just they talk for satisfy the donors the way they put the money and then they deceive themselves. But then go see on the ballot by God in power.
All right.
People don't register massively for show them the exit door. Then go get the answer.
Before I count Imran.
If then they run free quality education comprehensively as them promised on the manifesto, then go see on the ballot box very soon. Then go see on the.
And Wise, what do you think of this, you know, thing about? You know, the president, they actually talk about the successes the way they make in the educational sector. And like if they get communication with the Pekin and chat to the Pekin, what do you make up of this?
Nabona is stronghold.
Well, I don't know if Nabona stronghold. What do you think?
Brother, I can always say this, we don't get out of this country plenty. The problem there is enormous. The plenty for the innocent taking the way, then they take put on the hand and try to assess anything. But one thing I can always say, at least the initiative not a bad one. At least not a bad one. They therefore redouble the efforts to assess how they go do them properly. To be honest, because not so everybody will be satisfied, but we want to improve further on the thing they no more. Because you see, governments come, governments go, they don't give ambiguous promises to the people of Sierra Leone. I will tell you that. But the innocent soul still not achieve that. You understand me? So, me, holistically, what I say, the country, people don't pass society, so they like from the past, present, and even we as newly politicians, we therefore be realistic to ourselves. Let we therefore make some certain promises they won't say we're not able to fulfill. You understand me? I make we need all hands on decks, even with Mr. Minkailu, come at the studio, and not congrats me on the election. We are not be the newly PRO, we are the man. So, but anyway, now just all and they know my brother. Now we see how we will able to put ourselves together. Now we will make Salone a better place. I mean, I don't think I'm your problem. I want today, because any country for develop, it takes you 25 to 30 years for we reach to Ghana, reach with political will rather. So we for beginning on it. So we not for go into rhetoric, now go to reality and start for solve the problem there.
All right.
Yeah, you see. So me I don't know more the action for the people of Salone.
Like how it's Imran. Imran, you follow the activity in Abo, right? The event.
Yeah.
So what do you make up of this short clip? Outside the president, they actually tell the Pekin about his success.
Yeah, there's nothing on the for read and make into but that are just the facts of the matter. Simply because the achievements and things the way president don't do on free quality education speak for themselves. It's just plain and simple. Yeah, I mean, except if you want for be disingenuous to the fact that we get free quality education, except if you want for be disingenuous to the fact that school intake at primary level don't go up significantly, except if you want for be disingenuous to the fact that transition rates from primary to secondary don't go up significantly percentage-wise at the top, except if you want for be disingenuous and dishonest to the fact that girls transition from primary to secondary, which was nothing to write home about before 2018, right, don't go up significantly. If you deny all of those, then you probably must be living in an alternate world, right, and get alternate realities there. My point is this, and at the point is I go like for end on. Yeah, this is February. We have March, April, and May now for elections. Yeah, anything we Minkailu talk now is supposed for, because all of which Minkailu they talk so, they don't come and April of 2018. They come and full time. As you talk to them, if you gap and sleep, say you wake up and so anything that the people naturally go visit na interview they take. We suppose for now they ask Minkailu. we suppose for the ask Minkailu Mansare now, what is your alternative to free quality education? Which are the APC alternative to free quality education? What is the APC alternative to healthcare, where we don't double from 5-6% to 12% now? What is the APC alternative to infrastructural development? What is the APC alternative to energy? It is on those bases.
You see, the questions that we come up with for the opposition, the question for the opposition is very salient, it's very important.
Because then criticism there.
It's very, very much important. But now,
since 2018, now when a Muslim, you don't cram all team from the one. You wake and say after 2 hours now, you pull and do full time back.
In opposition, so you said be the cram.
But waiting Minkailu no go do now. If you ask her, you not get the idea, you not get the forget. Yeah, now for tell you which are the APC alternative to free quality education, which are the APC alternative to healthcare, which are the APC alternative to free infrastructural development.
Okay. So we will pose that question. We will pose that question later. We pose that. But Bola ask you this one question. This last one when we go ask you, Imran. This one may happen, Nabo, is small, but it's very big because, in your opinion, I think say the way how the president been they talk about in achievements and the picking them for say no to waiting he say they do. For me, it will be an embarrassment to the public. What do you think of that?
I don't think it's an embarrassment. So, for example, it's not because I have a conversation with my family picking them, right, and you know picking and get their own guarded word and they talk, right?
No, but now the picking that they provide for, and the picking that outrightly say they don't receive that thing there.
So the picking and get their own, which I would like say, organic, you not say unguarded, organic word and can talk, yeah? And they're organic word and they also helpful, right? You know, one of the things that President Biodo always do since the inception of his presidency in April of 2018, now for do what you can call walking visits. So this is not the first time where President don't go around where they don't tell them things that were unedited. It's not the first, but it is also helpful and useful for any president, like President Julius Madabio particularly. We don't go out on several working visits. The only president since the introduction of multi-party politics, we don't visit Kono more than any other president. We don't visit Kabbalah more than any other president. Who has been to Kambia more than any other president? Who has been to Muramba more than any other president? Who has been to Kailao more than any other president? Forget them feedback and comments, Sandy, because it helps him in terms of delivering. Now that make president they move out and go interact with
people. So the visit them actually now for let the people them get thing with the benefit. I don't care pass any other president for get back vote from the people. Because we talk down the Nakono.
It also shows say now president will not govern from free tongue.
Okay.
So this is a president that does not govern from free tongue. Chadena have been in this country, Minkailu not go accept Sunday as they talk no more prep the all them McKinney Saturday. Friday, the all long go McKinney, State House, all they move go McKinney, the truck money, bank house, all
but now
this president would go to Tiong only on Christmas if we don't do since they're born and alive.
Okay. All right, thank you. So you ask a question then. Let me put some question in there to Minkailu.
But since 2007 to 2018, every time when now the annexed McKinney. Monday car. If I was to turn in a Tuesday, Wednesday, the car. This president does not do that.
So let me hold you there and send them question and they back to Minkailu. Superman, Imran be ask some questions. So send over to Minkailu, please.
Yes. I mean,
because only come to the end now.
The last one for respond to this because we don't run over our time. Plenty. One Fambule over there with you. One tell that plenty.
5 minutes. The next 5 minutes at the break off.
Yeah, now we said we don't done.
Yes, we don't know. So let me kind of respond now to that question and the way Imran asks, what's the alternative if the APC party can have power?
Minkailu respond to which APC then plan for equality.
Thank you very much. Can I have the platform now?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, over to you.
In the first place, I know the crime. I understand the issues. I understand salon politics and no governance. So I no need for calm. I hold the qualification in governance and leadership, in public policy, so I no need for calm. These are things where I know to be fingertip. Now, we get alternative to health, we get alternative to education, we get alternative to infrastructure, we get alternative to energy. Now, where we come, what we take over in 2007, we meet SLPP, they spend 3.1% of our GDP per education. By the time we left in 2018, we increase expenditure of GDP to education. We increase them from 3% to 15.1%. That I for tell you say APC value education. We do that today. What do we do in education? We increase the condition of service. We improve the condition of service for teachers. We increase the salaries. I hope I will get the podium for really make a point.
Yes,
I've been patiently listening to Imran. Let give me time, please.
Okay, Imran, don't listen to Minkailu quick because not get better minutes again. The next 3 minutes to go on everything.
Of course. When Imran be making points, I patiently listen and not interrupt.
Right,
so allow me for making points. I beg. This is a civilized platform. So where we they talk about education, what to do for the female them, yeah, now the sciences. We'll make sure say any girl picking we gain admission into College of Medicine for study medicine in order to pay university fee. We gain admission for study engineering, or you then at the biological sciences, you want to study geology, or you want to study agriculture. You know they pay university fee. I've been there university with picking them. My colleagues they will enroll. Now the scientists they not pay from year 1 to final year because that now be a promise we will ensure say we fulfill to the latter. That now for tell you so pride ourselves in education and we take education seriously. We introduced 3 new universities, including a creativity university in this country. We do that. We even secure funding for the Kono University from ECOWAS. Now we secure the funding. Go to the handing over notes of President Koroma. We do all of that. So if you say we not get alternative to education, we get them. Now we start to pay public examination fees for NPSC, Beke, and WAS. We pay that day. Now we start the school feeding project under Dr. Minkailu of blessed memory. We improve the condition of service for teachers. Some teachers, they pay them 120,000 leones. We increase their salary to $1 million. We do all of that. So if you say we not get better alternative plan to education, go back to the records and the handing over notes. Now come to electricity. Where we come in 100 days. Where some of you been there,
Minkailu, before you go to the electricity, the school feeding program, Minkailu, before you go to electricity, you get to
electricity.
Before you go to electricity, before you go to electricity, the school feeding, Imran, hold on please. The school feeding program, me we Sidoya so are it under school feeding program, yeah, and not to under APC government. So of course, school feeding program it depends on the situation. But don't they come in and out. Not to SLPP begin and
no. Now they different altogether. Now, what do you mean say you eat under the school feeding program, we not under APC? Now, what's government been there? Now, let's tell you this. Now the mission, the Catholic mission, been the cook.
And even now, the mission they help the government.
Now, let me make my point. The Catholic mission, I go St. Paul's Primary School when I Catholic school. All the one that we go to the RC, the Roman Catholic schools, they cook for them at school. But then the Catholic mission be responsible for that. When it comes to government school feeding projects, the APC first introduced in this country. That is the point I am making. The government school feeding project, now APC first introduced. You have to pay public examination fee, now APC starts for do that. Now the things that do so for no. For pay university fee for students and the sciences when are female, now APC starts for do that. These are the things I want us to know. For increased budgetary allocation of GDP, from 3% to 15%, and APC do that. Even during the time of J.S. Momo Shaka Stevens, now only one university will be get so colonial master than give it. In 1827, Trabe College. What do we do? Now we introduce College of Medicine.
Okay,
APC
so
now we introduce the Institute of Public Administration and Management. Now we introduce the Sally Law School. No, just say the things that we don't do in education. Now come to the health sector. You know, we run a project so-called free healthcare. Free healthcare for under 5 infants beginning. We run out for lactating mothers. And the free healthcare, women then be the deliver, even if not any kind of operation. The APC government be the responsible. Lactating mothers then be the get free healthcare. Children under 5, they get free healthcare. And we'll take Charles Mambu and most of the civil society organizations for monitor the free healthcare in this country. We do that. We improve the health sector to an extent that it becomes enviable, and other countries within the sub-region, but they can take Sierra Leone as a best practice and copy from we. We do that. Electricity. We meet Sierra Leone as the darkest city. When Tony Blair visited Sierra Leone, in first visit, Nalunge stopped during Tijan Kaba in time. He said, I would have loved to visit the university where my father was a lecturer at Frabe College. He said, but I'm told Freetown is the darkest city in the world. You know, come Freetown, Nalunge stop. But when we come and make sure say electricity come, you see the economy boom. Because most people, they sell cold water, soft drink, ice, and other things. And electricity they need for do that. We see how the economy boom because we improve on electricity. SLPP can enable maintain and they tell we say we not get alternative plan. Come to infrastructure. What will be the travel from Kenema for Camp Kobe College? We'll go now about 6 o'clock. Now morning, you know they reach 6 o'clock, now net. Now if they left Kenema at 6 o'clock, by the time they say 8 o'clock, you don't reach Freetown. 8 to 9, you don't reach Freetown. No, we don't make crossing at this country. We don't make crossing at this country. So when you talk about infrastructure, APC will get things there for point at. We make from Kenema to Kailaon, we change 49 crooked bridges. We straight the road, 49 curves to change her. We make from both to Pujong. We make from Moyamba Junction to Moyamba. We do a lot of things.
We don't get enough time to talk about all of this, but unfortunately, we don't go over the time now because of you can't let time. Make me just extend the program small for you. Voice could be part of this particular thing. But we look forward for get another fruitful discussion with Una again. You know, as time they go, because at the time don't they reach the way we actually get for the engage Una frequently. Over to you, Supermed, for we just end the program.
Okay, then thank you very much. Again, we want to say thank you to Minkailu. And as Shemepie say, it's unfortunate that Minkailu can late and enable, but at least it don't begin alive sometime. And this discussion will continue because it's very relevant discussion. And then 3 people that will continue for us. And family, we don't patience we.
Okay. Please. Let's use this opportunity for congratulate Mr. Wise. I mean, for a resounding victory and not to oversight. I'll be one doing at the end of the program because I was bombarded with questions. Congratulations, my brother. I wish you good luck in your new office. Make you deliver to the expectation of the one that will elect you. Congratulations.
Okay, thank you very much, Minkailu. I think say, but otherwise I'll get that in congratulations. Really look for and although right now, but otherwise not be able to bring you come again for continue the what people they say the problem the way they inside NGC. Hopefully, until I say they solve them, now we will solve them, and any people get an alternative third party. Very important in any country. So, ladies and gentlemen, they watch me on YouTube, Facebook. Want to plenty. Thank you. Want to say on Wednesday tomorrow, we forget Dr. Ambassador Almami Petito Koroma. Now this platform, now an APC SLPP flag bearer aspirant, instead go come and help you for answer some of them questions. They are very important questions. And I think say, yes, okay, we're not going to read some of our comments and say, we'll tell plenty. Thank you for the comments. We get plenty technical problems and today we get some password, connect them via WhatsApp for them not going to see them and talk to them. But it was very difficult. Again, the internet issue, we never even pose that question to Minkailu because the internet, Mr. Minkailu, for some reason, your internet can good. We don't know why, because Wise and Imran, I don't know, maybe you go for advice them, the company they use, men say go they use that. So your internet for some reason at least is steady.
They pay beaucoup money from your internet. Imran cannot afford, even though he in a government, he cannot pay for an effective and efficient
advice them, maybe help them out so that next time we'll be able to get to the live now the platform, people will be able to interact to now. One tell family plenty. Thank you for all the time and long patience with the challenges and everything. And again, we appreciate you. Greatly the discussion continue now this platform and this program. They can't own and courtesy of Salon TV Live 1 with We Are TV as well. So now watch out for so many other programs when they come back. I want to tell you plenty. Thank you. Now good night. Special thanks to guests about get today, Mr. Imran Sila, Mr. Wise, and also Mr. Minkailu Koroma. Plenty. Thank you. And thank you also to Brother Shemepie. And we produce at the background way, Madam Fatima Monte.
All right. So before we go quickly, I want to tell Una, anybody where they come inside here, whether you think say a lie or you talk to, una just patiently dey listen. The reason being, anybody na the term this way you for listen to them and take your own wise decision in terms of how you for vote. So we get a responsibility now for bringing people into una, follow una, listen wetin dem say. Whether they talk right thing or they talk wrong thing, we all responsibility now for ask question. If they talk true or they talk lie, it up to them, and it left to una as well where they vote, follow una decide of whether this party are they talk true or then they lie per we. And now una no more capable for determining that they through the ballot box. Yeah. So please una be patient and let una just no say anybody will carry with una for listen and take una decision at the end of the day. Thank you very much. We appreciate una all for una likes, una share, una comment, una I know so una one for call, but unfortunately time not enough and time not there right now. So thank you very much. God bless the country Sierra Leone where we call we are, and thanks to the producer one more time, we na Fatima Conte.
Okay, well, thank you very much. God bless now. Thank you.
That's right. Bididum pum 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 pum. Bididum pum 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 pum. This is the things I do. Yes, I. For me country, green, white and blue. I know say the bell of them over yonder no go party. Go don't bother that. You know we on the we come together as one. For we country flag, I go die for me country flag. Oh na na. If they say what they eat, then go weapon for we, you go one of them. If they say what we score, then go disallow the goal, you go one of them. Now who da them, now the bell of them. Who are they? The bell of them, you go one of them. Hey lad. If they say what they can, then go disturb with peace, you go one of them. If they say what they can, then go lock them for we, you go one of them. Oh.